We've reported so many times to you that Congress will not allow the government to study gun violence. It makes no sense. It's horrible. We should be studying it closely since it's such a huge issue in American society. And Democrats and Republicans appear to have come to terms on a bill which would, as a sort of side effect of what the bill really does, allow some government study of gun violence. And it would be the CDC that would actually do the studying. And there's been language for decades that has de facto prevented the CDC from looking into the issue. And it's important to understand that the CDC was not, contrary to some talking points that you hear, the CDC was not, strictly speaking, banned from researching gun violence, but they were banned from using any federal funds for that research. And where the line is, money being fungible and homogenous, it has basically resulted in the CDC saying, we're not going to get involved in that. What we're now seeing is that Congress is dealing with a $1.3 trillion spending bill. They've got to pass it by Friday to avoid a government shutdown. It's not going to really do anything about gun safety laws, but it has two items in it that would allow research into gun violence more easily, and it would also increase background checks just slightly, which is a good thing, okay? Democrats are considering this a major win, and I hope that that's what it will be. And the thing about researching issues, research is a double-edged sword, right? If you research very polarized and political issues, you have to be willing to accept the research if it's done fairly and fully, right? Assuming it's not bogus research. And you've got to be ready to act on the results of that research. And sometimes we support research with the expectation that it's going to give us one result. Then it comes back and it gives us a different result. And an important tenet of sort of the scientific method, skepticism, all of that stuff that we talk about is if the data conflicts with your pre-existing beliefs, you've got to revise your beliefs. And of course, this assumes that the data is accurate and that the research was done properly. If I were presented with information, people in the audience know my views on guns. If I were presented with information that truly indicated, it was good research, indicated beyond the shadow of a doubt, that gun violence is merely a problem of not enough guns. Give people more guns, we're going to solve the problem. I'd reconsider and revise my beliefs. Pat, are you ideologically open to changing your view about guns if the data tells us, hey, you know what, they're right. Arming teachers, no more gun-free zones, let's do it all. I am ideologically open to that if that's where good data points.
I think it would take more than one study, though, especially because we can compare the rates of other countries to ours. So it wouldn't just be that one piece of research, but I'm open to changing my beliefs.
If the consensus of well-done research pointed in one direction, I think that there are lots of people that, generally speaking, want more gun safety regulations that, like Pat and like me, would be willing to revise those beliefs. But along the same lines, if the gun fetishists are presented with evidence that suggests that, listen, the best way forward is you got to reduce access to certain types of guns, reduce availability, you need stronger background checks, you need whatever, right? A gun registry. I'm just making stuff up here. It's not the point. They need to be open to revising their beliefs. And the truth is, they know, or at least predict, that gun violence research is not going to help the pro-gun cause. Because if they believed that the research would help their cause, they would allow it. They would welcome it. The NRA has been blocking government research into gun violence for a very long time. Now, if you ask them, they would say it's not that we're against research, it's that we know the research that would be done would be biased and would be used as a pretext to ban guns. You got to ignore that for a moment because it's not defeasible. You can't change their mind because they would say, no, the research would be part of the problem. I don't think that they are intellectually open to revising their views, and I've made it very clear I'm super open to it. Send me your thoughts. You can also discuss this on our subreddit at davidpakman.com/REDDIT. Quick break, back after this. Today's program is made possible in part by Futur. Futur is a social forecasting game where players come together and compete with each other to predict future events. You open up the game on your phone or web browser, you'll see a whole range of forecasts covering topics across the board, from politics to sports and everything in between. You wager on predictions about real-world events using Futur's in-game fake currency, and you earn more of this currency every time you make a prediction that comes true. You can show off your prediction skills to friends and improve your forecasting ability. I'm even on Futur You can find my account and follow me by clicking the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. This week on Futur, I posed the question, will there be a congressional hearing regarding the Trump sexual assault allegations? What do you think? Click the link in the description and place your bets. And you can browse the politics category on Futur to wager on other predictions. Sign up now at futur.com and start making your forecasts on political topics and tons of other topics. Totally free, available on both Android and iOS, as well as on web browsers. That is futur.com.